Why do we actually need to remember those dates in history? This is one question that comes into the mind of every student watching me right now. All the time you ask that, ma'am, why is there need to remember that who was the first person who discovered fire? Who was the first person who grew crops like wheat and barley? Which ruler fought which war and when? When did Britishers came to India? When they ruled India? And so, because the answer to all the question is dates, and dates to remember is so complicated. But the irony is you are a class 9th and class 10 students, and SST is the part of your academic curriculum in which history can never be separated. And you know that dates from history can never be separated, but it does not means that history is all about dates. Beta, I know that this is a difficult task, right? It is a difficult task, but it is important too, and not an impossible task, because here in this video, I'm going to share you the best trick possible to remember those dates which are getting mixed into your mind. Like sometimes you mix 1919 to 1929, sometimes you move to 1829, and then blunder happen. So again, welcome on the platform, Diksha Vedantu, and I am your SST faculty. Without wasting much of your time, because half yearly is round the corner, we will directly talk about how to remember those dates: 1789, 1919, 1930, 42, 17. Beta, there are 6 killer tricks that can help you retain those dates in your mind. We will start first with what are the problems actually you are facing. Beta, there are 2 graphs which clearly tells you that if you are using this trick, if you are using the revision formula which I am going to share you, your graph of retention, your graph of remembering those dates will be green like this. But if you don't do, this will happen to you, and it is happening with you actually. This is something you are facing right now. You know why? Because dates are so abstracting, right? 1919. You cannot visualize anything from that date. You don't have any memory of that date because you were not even born at that time. But you remember one thing, whenever you watch a Netflix movie related to Kargil War, you will remember that what was the year Kargil War happened. Right? The Safed Sagar Netflix series that is recently launched, please go and watch. Other than that, beta, you always remember your friend's birthday, your mother's birthday, your cousin's birthday. Why? Because you hold a memory that is very close to it. Right? Whenever you watch a Netflix series, you watch a movie, beta, that retains in your mind because there were pictures showing it, right? There was something interesting being shown there. But whenever you go straight to NCERT, see those dates without even analyzing anything, picturizing anything, what will happen? You end up forgetting those dates because those are so abstract dates. Right? They look alike, like 1919, 29, 39. What is the difference among these dates for you? And your brain files them into the same drawer. We have to separate that drawer, beta. We have to separate that. How to do? I will tell you. Reading 10 times a date, making a list of dates and reading it again and again and again, thinking that it will retain into mind is not at all possible, beta. Recalling is the only method that can build your memory. And what is recalling? Is it different from remembering? Yes. It is actually different from memory, and that is why dates just slip. Let's decode the golden rule. First of all, don't just memorize. Don't do that rectification, opening the book, seeing a date and doing it like this. 1919, 1919 this came. 1919 this happened. 1915 Mahatma Gandhi came to India. What will happen by it will go from your mind. Rather connect it with a memory, connect it with a picture, connect it with a pattern. By 1915 January, acha, what happened in 1915? By Mahatma Gandhi came to India. From where did he came to India? He came from South Africa. See the picture that he is coming. Remember him. Make his image in your mind that acha, he came to India in 1915. Okay? 20 years after Indian National Congress was formed. So when you connect the events, when you visualize the events, now what you remember? Acha, 20 years after Indian National Congress was formed in 1885. Right? I guess 20 na? 85 to 95, 95 to, sorry, 30 years, 30 years, my bad. ठीक है? So 30 years after Indian National Congress was formed. So in that case na beta, you are having a memory, you are having a connection, and now you're visualizing Mahatma Gandhi coming to India. After that, he took the rest for 1 year because it was told to him by Gopal Krishna Gokhale. He took the rest. Right, and then he took a tour of India. In that, how much year he covered? 1 year. So he did not participated in any of the event. After 1 year, he participated in an event, that is Champaran Satyagrah. So like this, bhaiya, tell yourself the story, connect it, story, a pattern, a image, a rhyme. Okay? And then stick that into your memory. This is how your brain remembers. It does not remember those naked dates, beta. It remembers the meaning, the images, the story, the picture, which you actually create in your mind. The first trick which I am going to tell you is anchor dates and gap method. Yes, this will be helpful to you. Like when we are studying any events, and this is from the chapter Nationalism in India. Now you know an event that happened 1920. By there are 3 movements, right? 3 major movements in that chapter: non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, and the third one is Quit India movement. What you can do is to club them. Like, I am going to remember today all the dates of the important movements. So how many movements do you have? By non-cooperation, CDM, and Quit India movement. Question can come to arrange them in chronological order, and along with that you have to match it with the dates. Now how to remember it? So use this method, right? First of all, anchor it, like speak it again and again. When you are done with this, rest and think about any pattern being formed here. So, in 1920, non-cooperation movement started. Okay? After 10 years, civil disobedience movement started. By after 12 year, 1942, Quit India movement started. So 10 plus 12, will you remember it? Again, like this is a pattern, beta. NCM plus 10, CDM plus 10, Quit India movement plus 12, sorry. Okay? When you make these patterns, it retains into your memory. For example, by 1915, Gandhiji came to India, take a rest for 1 year. 1916, deleted from our history book. 1917, he took participation in Champaran movement. And then what happened, beta? In 1918, Kheda Satyagrah. 1918, Ahmedabad Satyagrah. 2 movement in the single year, because now he is getting more active. After 1 year, 1919, an All India movement started. In the same year, Jallianwala Bagh massacre happened. So now you are making a pattern. Gandhiji came, plus 1 year happened this, plus 2 year happened this, plus 3 year happened this, etc. etc. Okay? Make this pattern, make this gap method to retain it. Right? What you can do is, beta, before making this gap method, please club those events. Like right now, I will study about all the Gandhian Satyagrah. Then I will club together Gandhian movement. Okay? When you club those events and make this pattern, you will remember it for sure. The second one, that is timeline technique. Right? Make this timeline in your book while you are reading, so that when you come back and see those timeline, beta, why these timeline are important? Because chronological sequence based questions are asked majority of times, which arrange the following events in chronological order. You know, when you will write that, अच्छा 1915 गांधी जी came, 1917 चंपारण, 1918 खेड़ा, 1918 अहमदाबाद, 1919 Rowlatt and Rowlatt Satyagrah. So beta, this date is wrong here. It is wrong here. Okay, I have made a mistake. It is not April 1815. 1919 again, April 1919. Okay? So when you will make this type of sequence, na, it will help you to solve those sequence based questions as well as chronological questions. When you write, beta, when you write, na, you remember that chronology. Gandhiji came, this happened, that happened, etc. Like if I talk about class 9 students particularly, what happened by, so it was Stone Age, Paleolithic Age, Old Stone Age, Mesolithic Age, Neolithic Age. Remember the timeline from 12,000 to 7,000 years, 7,000 to 3,000 years back, 3,000 to some 1,000 years back. So that chronology can only be attached with the help of timelines as well as stories. Number twin in pattern, this is up to you. By the way, I don't particularly like this, but I have seen lot of students doing this, remembering this. So I thought that this is more of student friendly pattern, not of a teacher friendly pattern, but yes, it is a student friendly pattern, like 1919. Right? There are certain events that happened in the same year. What we can do is to club these dates and remember it with this 1919. What it is? Let's remember it is as twin. Right? What are the two big events that happen in this twin year? The two big event was Rowlatt Satyagrah and Jallianwala Bagh Massacre. Now, 1919 is a twin and two big events come from here. So again, it is just a funny and interactive way to remember those dates. Right? Like 1917, double trouble. Remember it like this. 1917, what happened? Double trouble. Two problems happened in the world. One is Russia had two revolutions in the same year. This was, however, in old class 9th NCERT. Like 1922, what is happening? 2 and 2 is repeating. You know, an event happened in this year, that is Chora, in which the name is also repeating. Somewhere alike, repeating names or not. Right? So 1992, Chora, C for Chori, C for Chora, repeating, and here 22 is also repeating. I'm just telling you, you can make those mnemonics, you can make those funny, something to remember from those dates. Okay? That retains into your memory. You can even make the rhymes also. Rhymes that can like sound a hook. That can remember, like for example, here 1905 Bengal partition happened. So 05 Bengal cut alive, because in this incident what happened? Bengal was divided into two parts. So 05 Bengal cut alive. 05 is 1905. Right? Then we have Gandhi ji ka Dandi Satyagrah, the salt march, that was in 1930. 30 made the salt law dirty. Okay, so these rhymes can sometimes retain into your mind, but a lot of times it helps. Like I like this one, 30 made the salt law dirty. 30 made the salt law dirty. Okay, we have one more, 31, Gandhi-Irwin Pact. 31, talks begin. Okay. Then we have 1945 when World War II ends. So 45, peace arrive. Beta, make those rhymes to make your studies interesting, because see, to be honest, studies are not that interesting for you. Okay? You people are just sitting forcefully on the study table, and when you see those history books with the dates, etc., you try to just skip those. Don't repeat this mistake after watching this video. The next important is to use the patterns. Right? This is very, very important. Like the patterns for example, now you have Italy in your topic, France in your book, Germany in your book, and Balkan crisis in your book. Okay? What we can do is, beta, we can divide it into a pattern. Like here, you can write all the important dates that are relevant to the event of Italy. Right? Then you can write all the important dates that are relevant to the unification of Germany. Like it was 1834 when custom union was formed. When custom union was formed. Okay? Then 1848, one more event happened, that is making of the Frankfurt Parliament. Making of the Frankfurt Parliament. Now in 1871, Germany was unified. Germany was unified. So you know that whenever you will divide it into what we can say patterns, you will divide it into blocks. Now it will be easier for you to retain. Okay? This is another method, and lock it at the smart revision loop. Very important. But it's not about reading the dates. You do it usually. It's not about just reading the answers from history. This is also you do something. But beta, there are a lot of dates. And if you are not properly recalling it with active interval of time, those dates are going to mix with each other. 1919 becomes 29 any day. And you will even not realize it. For that, beta, day 0 is your learning day. Now, how you are learning? With the text, making rhymes, using the patterns, making the timelines, right? Dividing into like, acha, 1919, Rowlatt Act, then plus 10, what happened? Plus 10, what happened? So when you make those patterns, learn it with the trick. Once you are done with learning, beta, next day, right? Next day, before opening the book, try to recall all those major events, closing the book itself. And if you are doing it, that is great. And if you're not able to do it, please see that. See that again. After seeing that, close the book and try to recall it. This is known as recalling method. This is known as recalling method when you're closing the book and trying to recall what you studied. And this is known as remembering method. 1919, this happened. 1919, this happened. This is remembering, which is actually wastage of your time. And hence start doing what? Recalling the trick. Recalling the things. Now next, quiz yourself. Like, what you can do is to quiz yourself. Acha, when did this happen? When this happened? When Gandhiji came to India? When Quit India movement happened? When India became independent? Question yourself, and if you are able to answer it, you are rocking it in SST. Right? And the last is, beta, after active interval of timeline, please remember that and make a chart, the timeline chart of dates, so that you can redraw it, you can learn it from there, you can revise it from there. Certain do's and don'ts that you have to follow. Close the book and write the dates. Check yourself. Very good. Read out a chapter timeline from the memory. Once you are done with the chapter, beta, in history, close the chapter, take a pen, a paper, and draw that timeline of events. This happened, then this happened, then this happened. Okay? Mix chapters while you are quizzing, because sometimes what happened, you're confident with one chapter and you think the other chapter is also you're confident with, but it is not correct. Right? When you are just focused on one chapter, beta, it usually happens that you forget the date of the last chapter. So when you quiz yourself, mix it up. Okay? Next is, rereading the book 10 times will not be worthy if you are not recalling it. So the method that you have to follow is to record it. Okay? Do not just revise before the exams, beta. You made a timeline, you just pasted it on a study table, and you think that, acha, when the exam will come, I will just see this and do it there only. No. Do not think this is possible. Last but not the least, highlight everything in your book. Okay? And if you are just highlighting it and not recalling, then also it's not worthy. Beta, but whenever you are reading your SST book, please highlight those important dates. Okay? So this is the tool kit which you can use to remember those dates. And I know now you are going to follow this. Anchor and gap method, story chain. See it as a movie, connect the dots, make a story, interesting story as much as possible. Number twins method you can use. You can make the rhyme, right? You can make the rhyme patterns as well as smart revision. So this is your challenge. Pause right now. Pick your toughest chapter and build one story chain, one rhyme, or all the important, interesting ways by which you can learn those dates. And if you love the technique that is being told by me, please tell me in the comment section, and on which topic next you need the help from my side for your SST class 9th or class 10 preparation. I hope, bacha, you guys are watching me on the YouTube. You guys are watching me on the YouTube channel. We are Diksha Vedantu CBSE English, and I'm your SST teacher, particularly teaching you class 9, class 10th SST in English, so that you can learn effectively in English, because you are going to write your exam in English. Meet you soon in the next video. Up till then, tata, bye-bye, take care.